Hey guys, we're here with another example of one of my all-time favorite childhood fans, the Nutone Verandah Deluxe. The only way I could like this more is if it was brown and brass and had no light kit. But these were huge for me as a kid. I was telling Metal Pete earlier, and I think I've said this in videos before, that when I was just starting to collect fans, I loved these just as much as I love Terras and Island fans and Dayton Lascos and Gold Lines and all my favorites. And the only reason why people aren't like, oh, Dan likes Nutone Verandas the same way that people are like, oh, Dan likes Terras, is because I found a Nutone Veranda relatively early into collecting. I'm trying to think of when I actually found my first one. It might not have been till I moved to Virginia. But my point was, I found a Nutone Veranda before I even knew what a Terra was. But as a kid, I loved them equally. And as a collector, like I said, the only difference is that these are a little easier to find. Because these were super common in this area. They were clearly sold commercially. Because a lot of businesses had them. A lot of churches, which is really interesting because they're not. I wouldn't think of them as a commercial fan, but a lot of churches in this area have them, and I love seeing them. Even though Metal Blade fans probably better. They're just Okay,
so the light on full, it's 0.86 amps.
And this one came from a garage sale.
Okay.
And this is exactly how it came. This is the globe it came with.
I must have put in 100 watts because that's what I'm getting right there. And a power factor of 1. So, I'm going to turn off the light. Okay, so this pull chain is set to a variable.
Yep.
There's 2 speed segments. Two speed.
It's a 2-speed fan, but the low is variable.
Yeah, there's straight, high, variable, off. So
yeah.
Okay, this is what I ended up with the low trim as.
Nice, that's a pretty good low.
Yeah, this is what I have mine set to in my band room.
Yeah, I've talked before about how I think the installation in Metal Pete's band room is just perfect. It reminds me of various offices and businesses that I saw these installed when I was a kid. And this, and did you see these as a kid at all?
Well, sure. You
remember where or no?
Oh no, it was just so various.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like places that I went to regularly.
Right.
But,
I know you did say that you remembered seeing the 4-blade Nutone Industrials as a kid. You remember where you saw those?
Yeah, there was some kind of music store, and I don't remember what type, but it was like one of those music stores that also was more of a school-type music store.
Gotcha.
Not like
band and orchestra.
Yeah. Just because of, starting lessons.
Yeah.
And I'd get sheet music for drums and percussion.
As one does.
Yeah, I don't remember what music store, but they had them up in that store.
I suppose there's no chance that music store is still around.
I don't even know what it was called at the time.
Do you think your parents would remember?
Unlikely. Well, it wasn't my dad that went to it. It was my mom that took me to it. Or something like some kind of sheet music. But she wouldn't remember.
Okay. I mean, they're probably long gone. We could always Google sheet music Milwaukee and just see, but...
I know of one music store that was by me that's no longer around. It's called Walker Music, and I don't know if that was the one or not, but they're no longer around. But there's a lot of individual music stores that are just no longer around.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them were individually owned at the time. I'm not talking about Guitar Center.
You ever want to see a cool music store fan install?
Yeah.
They don't have any drums.
Yeah.
But there's a place called Spruce Tree Music in Madison on Willie Street.
Okay.
It's an acoustic guitar shop.
Oh.
And it's in like a 100-year-old building. And it's all dark in there with dark wood and like the tin ceilings, like the antique tin ceilings.
Yep.
And all the light comes from hanging schoolhouse fixtures that might be original, antiques, And then they've got an Emerson 1895 in there in brown and brass with a schoolhouse globe on it.
Ooh.
And it's a very it's one of the few music stores that has fans and has fans that like look appropriate, and it's a very cool install.
Right.
Then there's a music store in Minneapolis. I can't remember what it's called, but I can tell you how to get there.
0.39 amps, about 14 watts, and just over quarter power factor-ish.
That has brown Dayton Lascos. I think I did pictures there, but I think that was before I was doing videos. But I can show you how to get there. I'm trying to think of what other music stores had. Oh, the place in Baraboo with the Stratafans.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw the video of that.
Yeah, you should go up there sometime.
Yeah.
Where else music stores have? That was on a JCPenney. That's where those fans came
Yeah,
from. When
you
that
were
was
saying
a
it was
JCPenney.
formerly.
Yeah.
So they were there when that music store established itself.
Yeah.
But having the control upstairs in the upstairs hallway where the lessons are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went up a little ways to like a low medium. 21 or 22 watts. Even more so over a quarter power factor.
Trying to think of what other music stores have fans now. You know, what's funny is I think that Nutone Verandah Deluxes would be perfect in a music store, and I can't think of an example of that though. But I feel like I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Or another example, I'm trying to think of which was one of the, individually owned vacuum shops had, trying to think, they had industrials. It was one in Menominee Falls that had industrials installed in it. I think they were either SMC or Caraway industrials.
Okay.
Curved blades.
With like the big round motor, I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Where are we at now? 0.56.
So two things come up when I put in fans in a music store besides what we already talked about. There's a music store in Madison that has Contex.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think they're cast, but they do have drums.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's a music store, the one in Minneapolis that has the Dayton Lascos. I was wrong. I did do a video of it.
68.
So that's actually on YouTube.
And I'm just bringing it to high. It was at...
Globe's a little loose there.
There we go. Okay, that's 1 amp, 89 or 90 watts, 3/4 of power factor. Now this is variable all the way up on the variable.
How much was this drawing? Okay, an amp.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go
to high.
Yeah.
I want to see because it looks like it looks like one of the blades is a little bent. You gotta be real careful balancing these because there's no replacement for these blade arms.
Oh God.
But I've done it. But because these came with a few different motors and some are faster than others. And this seems to be one of the ones that's kind of in between. Like it's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. Some of these are so slow on high you think they're on medium, and some of them fly on high like a K63.
Yeah, mine's probably this. From what
Yeah.
I remember, if you remember.
I do.
Testing mine out, trying mine out. This is straight high, so 1.12 amps. So 110, 111 watts. Or almost, not quite a power factor of 1, still 3/4 of a power factor.
Interesting.
So, alright, so we'll put this
Excuse
down.
me.
And once it's done, I can do reverse on this one.
Yeah.
Reverse is on top.
Yeah. Some of these have reverse on top, some have it in the bottom, some of it have it in the switch housing.
Yep.
It's interesting. And some of them aren't reversible.
Yeah.
A lot of variations on one type of fan with these Nutones.
Oh yeah.
Because then, talk about the different motors. Some used Universal, some used Westinghouse, some used A.O. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other different variations that I can't remember off the top of my head. GE. I think the GE ones are the ones that fly.
Okay.
The different canopy and mounting systems, and the ball socket had two different types of mounting bracket. The 36-inch one had two different motor shapes. There's just a lot of different variations on these fans.
It's kind of a long spin.
Yeah. I thought it had rough bearings at first, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me get up here to reverse.
So there was a clothing store in Delafield that had like 6 of these all in a row that were brown and brass and stencil. And they went out of business and the fans got tossed, and I was so upset. It's one of my favorite installs I've ever seen of these.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do, yep, same current draw basically on low.
And there's the restaurants in Minneapolis that have them. I don't know how many of those are left, but there's a few. Here's some that I filmed in a church.
Oh, well, there's the one church with the.
Oh, this church.
Oh, I think I've seen that one too.
Yeah, they're very high up there.
Yep.
And
okay, and
here's the church with the switches that you were talking about earlier.
all right. Same current draw on reverse. All right. Put back. All right, I'm gonna do the decade on this one. It's set to straight high. So, all right.
Here's the ones Emmanuel found at a bank.
1, 2. Okay, it's starting on 2.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna stall.
Let's find out. My first guess was that it was going to stall, but so far, my first guess would have been wrong.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna stall. I don't think it's gonna stall.
Nope, I think you were right.
So I'm gonna go to 3.
As much as I like an aesthetic low, I wouldn't go that slow.
No, of course not. 4. And here's 5. We'll just... Okay, let's see what 5 does. 5 may be a little bit slow, but it wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, I like that for 5.
Okay.
So.
6. 7. Okay, this is where I have it set on the variable.
Oh.
Right at 7. Might be going a little faster on decade.
Yeah, it seems like it.
It's a little. Here's 8. So far, 5 and 8. 9. 10. 12. 13. That probably would work for a 5, 8, and 13 4-speed with this fan here. This would be this is 13.
This is medium low.
Medium high.
Oh, it's a little slow for medium high for me. I like a slow low and a fast medium, but that's just me.
Right. Well, it's kind of hard to get both out of 4-speed.
It is definitely.
My Panama is like, the low speed on the control is equal to its factory low, but then its high medium, which is the speed before high, is equivalent to its factory medium. So it's just what you get for 6, 8, and 14. Yeah. Here's 15. 16.
There's that globe again.
Yeah.
I want to just tighten down those screws a little more. I don't particularly like this schoolhouse globe, too. It's the one that came with it, but it's not... It's a little bit too round for me. I like them a little more angular. I'm probably going to give it to Habitat, unless you want it.
Nah.
You got enough globes?
Yeah.
I got enough globes, too.
17.
Habitat has enough globes, too, honestly, but...
Yeah. 18. 19. And I'm going to go with 20. Okay, we're still under with 20, but we're close.
Yep.
Because it was like 1.12 on straight high, so... We're right on the money with 21. 22. We're going over. Okay, so 22 we go over, but at least it's not with any control.
So part of that, I think...
Oh, yeah, it's probably the...
A switch housing is probably a little... I think
No, it's the light kit here.
Okay.
Let me just try something. I'm going to take the glove off. Might have been loose. Okay. Okay. Well, I tighten the light kit down. All right.
Problem solved.
Yeah, now I pretty much did the solid state with the variable.
That's true.
You know, the only thing I want to do is just... I mean, it was quiet with that variable.
Yeah, it's going to be...
I set it to straight high.
Yeah.
It's just as quiet.
It's going to be, yeah. If anything, it's going to be noisier with the cardboard box, because sometimes there's more filtering in a wall control than there is in a cardboard box, but...
But still, both were quiet. I just
Yeah.
want to see.
As God intended.
Yeah, they're both quiet. Yeah. All right. The only thing last to do is 0 to high.
Well, maybe we should do 0 to high.
Now, 1.14 is what it didn't rush to. See there, it doesn't shake.
Yeah, nice job.
Alright, and it dropped back to 1.12, so that's actually all for this one.
Okay, well, let's figure out what we're going to do next, and
Alright.
thanks for watching.
Alright.